Ogneva Tatyana. Presentation text. Techniques for enhancing pupils' learnability at chess lessons. Hello, my name is Tatyana Ogneva. I shall acquaint you with the methods developed by me to increase the learning capability of school children at chess lessons. I work as a chess teacher at primary school, 1st to 4th years of study. My lesson is included in the basic school curriculum held once a week. In order to manage the learning process, it is necessary to organize the learner's activities at the lesson, and this task is coped well with the help of algorithms I have developed. I developed the first chess algorithm at the onset of my chess teaching career. It was like a miracle. There it is, the solution to all chess-related pedagogical problems, I thought at that time. And indeed, it was a powerful organizing tool for the majority of children. In preparing for the lesson, I take into account the varying levels of pupils' chess learnability. Thus, the teaching material I select must be developing, adapting, and compensating. The developmental effect is to reveal and activate the pupil's potential for learning chess. The result is that every lesson represents intellectual work for children having due potential, bringing joy and pleasure to them. The adaptive effect is offering achievable workload requiring certain efforts. This increases perceptivity of chess learning materials and orientation in the chessboard. Further, the learners applying adequate effort gain a potential for development and feel the need to use it in learning. I characterize these children as follows. One succeeds in chess, advances everywhere. The compensatory effect is providing learners who are less apt with the possibility to act visually, since they have difficulties in perceiving the chessboard space and keeping the chess position in mind. To overcome these difficulties, I teach them to help themselves with hand-tracing actions and to create visual models using markers and graphic charts. Owing to the compensatory methods helping to overcome deficiencies, children do not fall out of the training process and become able to master the adaptive learning material. The use of these methods makes it possible to trace vividly the dynamics of pupils' development at chess lessons and to realize the differentiated approach. The pupils can shift from the compensatory to the adaptive level and from the adaptive level to the developmental level within a year. Algorithm is a correct sequence of actions leading to proper execution of learning tasks. The use of algorithms secures achievement of the learning goal by all pupils who have different potential for chess as a subject of the school curriculum. Algorithms organize visual perception by being realized at the chessboard and are also used in logical judgments, helping in problem solving. Below is an example of applying an algorithm at the third-year stream. After the pupils resolved the proposed position, as an example within the subject of the lesson, they identified the sequence of actions independently. In other words, they found a way to solve the problem and subsequently handled the exercises according to the derived methods, choosing the level of complexity. When the pupils determine the algorithm in the problem solution process on their own, this is an indicator of their readiness to proceed to play research activities based on a plan. First, the children learn to plan. After that, they compile a plan independently as a result of playing out positions with each other. Play-based research activity is ideally suited to all requirements of the system activity approach, since it activates the learners and inspires them towards independent actions. I used the problem dialogue technology at the lessons. In the course of this approach, the learners do not receive ready knowledge, but discover it. I help my pupils to come up with a hypothesis for research and discuss the results and summarize the findings at the completing stage. I came to the conclusion that the widespread teaching system at chess lessons aimed at getting pupils familiar with all chess rules in a hotshot way does not foster a thoughtful attitude in children. Therefore, I pay particular attention to basic chess skills at the initial stage of instruction, such as attack, defense, exchange, multiple attack. These are the basic skills underlying the game of chess. After the knowledge of chess move rules gets transformed into sustainable skills, the child will understand the chess logic, which in turn will help to form the chess memory, while memory is the foundation for abilities. Overabundance of chess information creates chaos in children's minds and leads to adrenaline overstimulation, which disrupts the lesson. It is possible to avoid information overload at the chess lesson for first-year pupils by following the logic of learning from simple to complex. This style of teaching involves gradual introduction of the chess kingdom characters. At this point, a typical trainer will panic and exclaim, "What can one do with one chess piece on an empty chessboard?" Here one should turn on imagination and bring the characters of the chess kingdom to life. It is also a good idea to entrust them with an important mission to save ordinary people. So a rook turns into a tower on wheels. Obviously, it doesn't move across the chessboard by itself. There is a driver sitting inside who doesn't mind eating a couple of donuts from time to time, but he has to get them somehow without being hit by the enemy rook. This way, all the children will benefit from chess lessons, including those who already know all the rules, but are used to playing impulsively without thinking about the consequences. To this end, I have written a new educational chess tale for children called Adventures of Babe Lou in the Chess Mirror World. The main character of my new tale finds himself in a chess mirror world and becomes an invaluable assistant of the head caretaker. Babe Lou copes well with this role as he is small and can get in where no adult can penetrate. The characters of this tale have to be very cautious and even wary, since the ancient evil is awake, trying to trap them. Therefore, the children are imbued with this fairy tale atmosphere and do their best to cope with the game tasks without placing the pieces on breeze. This slide presents the electronic version of my tale. The page shows the position to be played between the children in the classroom, along with the situations to be solved. There are links to be followed at the bottom of the page, leading to my website, Virtual Chess Ru, where one can play similar positions against the engine. My pupils have access to this program and regularly practice it at home, which contributes to a good grasp of the chess material. It represents an important resource for increasing effectiveness of teaching chess as a discipline at school. Below you see a game created by me under my program in a game editor. Here one can clearly see the features of this game program. The most important of them is that the engine is capable of playing without a king or with one king. One can make barriers for the pieces. There are objects for collection in the form of crystals. There are also purple pieces that do not move, but if you place a piece on breeze, they will definitely beat it. This way my program teaches children to think over their actions cautiously. On the second half of the school year, I used my second tale, Alex's Adventures in the Chess Kingdom. It focuses on the battle of pieces against ponces, and by the end of the year, the children learn how to checkmate in one move. I am in constant research of children's abilities and have amassed a collection of phenomena encountered in my school practice as concerns children's response to presented tasks. One of the most significant phenomena is the mismatch between the expected result and the actual outcome after the children have learned and automated the rules of chess moves. The pedagogue expects his pupils to become more thoughtful and attentive, but the opposite happens. As soon as the children automate the move skill, their concentration falls immediately, and they take a formal attitude to learning assignments. This is a serious obstacle to teaching chess in the educational system, where the lesson is a compulsory element and there is a need to assess pupils' success. To overcome this difficulty, I have developed a preliminary orienteering stage, encompassing a certain sequence of actions mentioned by me at the beginning of my presentation. I used the traffic light method for the king checkmating algorithm. This algorithm organizes children's visual perception and creates a very important benchmark in the form of green fields in the black king's house. After that, the child correlates the possibility of attacking along this line with his own pieces. After lengthy reiteration, the child automates this skill and solves problems progressively quicker. John Foley recently offered collaboration towards enriching the content of his website library containing his logic board editor. This enabled me to use this editor at the lessons and set homework assignments involving feedback. Since this editor memorizes all completed work and allows for exchange of links between the teacher and his pupils, it fits perfectly into my working method, where marking margins and lines is an important stage of the work. Thus, in my training program, I implement basic decision-making chess-playing skills that are in line with the full-fledged functional system of universal decision-making. By becoming accustomed to act this way, learners are trained to use it full scale. I consider my job of a school chess teacher to be very important and rewarding for children. I wish all pedagogues due understanding and realization of their developmental learning goals, using the given example of teaching chess. Thank you for attention.